Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jason Tucker, and this is WP Blab. Today is Thursday, and it's 7:30, and that means it's time for WP Blab. Bridget, are you excited about today?
I am so pumped up.
I hope you are. I hope you are. So, a quick little thing about WP Blab. This show is one of these shows where in order for us to be able to answer questions, you actually have to provide us a question to answer. So the way you can do that is in many ways. Like we're to the point now where we're starting to look on old MySpace pages to see if someone is talking about WordPress, because we have looked the entire internet looking for questions to answer for you. So go on the Twitters, click on the little chat box over, I think it's on that side, and ask a question. Just type in /Q and then type in your question, and we'll be more than happy to answer your question there. If you answer or rather ask a question on Twitter, we will we'll let you know that we answered it, and you should come over here and take a look. Bridget, tell us about yourself.
I am a social media manager who dispenses unsolicited advice at bridgetwillard.com.
Nice. I'm Jason Tucker. I work for a nonprofit, and I do web development as well as IT work there. I'm a Mac-loving person, and I like long walks on the beach with my WordPresses.
If you like pina coladas.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
There's three things I want to bring up announcement wise.
Yes, please do.
The tickets for WordCamp US in 2016 are for sale already.
Shut
up. Shut the front door. They really are. Yep, they are. They are. Well, think about it. If you're going to go to Philadelphia in the beginning of December, you're going to want to.
I guess so. I mean, that's crazy sauce right there.
Watching live stream from the comfort of my home was the best WordCamp I ever went to. Don't tell anybody. Well, first of all, they had lightning talks, which were 10, 15 minutes. That was awesome. That's my speed. Boom, do, 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 do. Just say what you have to say, get it over with, move on. Right. Next. I really like that.
Here's my next slide.
Yeah.
Here's my next slide.
It was good. No, I really liked it. There was a different flavor in those talks. And anyway, those tickets are for sale. Also, WordCamp San Diego is one just a little south of us, is asking for speakers. They're favoring San Diego people. They have kind of an outline of what they're looking for. So I think they don't want willy-nilly whatever, because it's pretty.
Hey, they let me talk last year. I mean,
they did let you talk. You did a good job. People learned about the WP admin they'd never known. Also, WordCamp San Diego has a call for sponsors.
Yes.
So speakers, sponsors, think about your New Year's resolutions. If one of them is to attend or sponsor a WordCamp San Diego's in April 23 and 24 of 2016. Mark your calendars, say the dates, don't do anything else.
So are you involved in any capacity with it? Are you allowed to say anything?
Media. I'm not one of the organizers. I'm just doing the social media.
Nice. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
This is you contributing.
Yeah.
You are contributing to core by not touching core whatsoever.
That is my contribution to core. But it was funny because one of the talks, because the lightning round wasn't all just beginner.
Right.
It was just fast. So you got a really good overview. One of the guys, he said, here's my first contribution to core. I can't remember his name because there's too many people that, And then he goes, are you ready for this? And then he put his slide up and it was a semicolon.
That's awesome.
Some big mistake that kept some problem, and he goes, oh, I know what that is. They're just missing a semicolon. It was almost like a code proofreading thing.
Right.
And then
Oxford, comma, all the things.
Yeah, there was this really great talk about Git.
Oh, yeah.
That was done like a kind of like Gravity with Sandra Bullock.
Ooh.
He did all these cartoons. I was like, this is the best story ever. I don't even know what Git is. Morton Hendricks.
Yeah, Martin's.
Yeah, Morton 10, MOR 10.
Mm-hmm. He's
Yeah.
the one that works over at lynda.com.
Yeah, he does work at lynda.com,
He
and he
does.
posted an article on LinkedIn today, segueing into Kevin Hoffman's question about the favorite 4.4 edition. He really liked that images are responsive by default now.
Yes.
And he thinks that it's going to help change the rest of the internet.
I hope
Because
so.
WordPress is such a force. It just is. I mean, 25% of the internet, blah, 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 whatever.
Yep.
Just the innovative nature of these people and this update. So I'll find that and throw that in the notes too, because that was one of the things that he liked.
Yeah.
Partially answering Kevin's with somebody else's opinion, because that's what I do. I have no opinions of my own. It works.
Oh,
Mine updated. That's my favorite part.
Well,
I updated 3 sites. Nothing's broken.
So that means that you probably aren't doing an e-commerce solution, because I saw quite a few different people with e-commerce issues, especially when it came to Woocommerce. Something about the titles of something, I don't know, but I think they got a patch out pretty quick for that. But yeah, responsive images, man, that is the stuff right there. That is what makes everything work so great for, somebody who's trying to build a website, who's trying to take like their ridiculous file-sized images, uploading them, and then making their site look good still with those responsive images. So
yeah, he said basically what it does is it tells what the container size is, not the image size.
Right.
So
that means that the width of the content area is what's kind of involved there. So yeah, it's good stuff. Did you notice that we had Matt on WP Watercooler?
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Photo Matt.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was really cool.
If you want to learn about 4.4, aka Clifford, make sure you go over there and take a look at that. You can also even find out who Clifford is. So if you look at the first paragraph there he talks about being a jazz trumpeter. So
not the big red dog.
Yeah, not the big red dog. Exactly.
Seen some of those tweets.
Well, people don't know.
I know one of the things that Matt Cromwell likes is the embed of another person's blog. It looks more beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't tested that out yet.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
But you all have to be using 4.4 for that to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't actually. I don't know if my site's been upgraded yet, because I upgraded some of them, like the ones at my office. I've taken care of a lot of our internal sites, but I don't think we haven't pushed out to the most recent one. And my personal website, jasontucker.us, haven't done any of that to it yet either. How about you? You haven't done any upgrades?
No, I did it all with managewp.com and one button. And I don't have e-commerce. I only have the CD Baby plugin on my super personal site or whatever. But I mean, I don't see any problems. And I also don't have droves of people emailing me saying that they're really trying to download one of my tracks and why isn't it working? So
what?
Maybe I should go check and see if it works.
Why not? What's going on here?
I was 10 years old. You just move on. It's just there for fun now. I don't even care.
I use CD Baby. That's it. That's all you get to say now. You're just like, I use CD Baby. It's awesome. So if you have a question and you want to jump into the chat room, feel free to, you can talk in the chat room over there on the side of the screen, the right side of the screen. Or if you are brave and you remove the little sticky note from your covering up your webcam, you can hop on here by clicking on the open seat button and hop in here and say hello. Tim Coyne, good friend of mine, Tim Coyne from way back in the day. What's up, Tim? He's just checking in on you and another one of your cool projects. Yeah, come on. We're always doing cool stuff around here. Right, Bridget?
Yeah, we are cool. So I gave 2 answers that weren't mine So let's get your answer for Kevin Hoffman of your favorite thing. Do you have one yet?
I do, and you totally spoiled it by saying that it was the embed.
Sorry.
No, the embed thing looks really awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing like what that actually does for like more of the rich data type stuff. Like, are you going? And I haven't even looked in the code yet on how that works or what can be exploited with it or made changes to or edited using filters or hooks or whatever. But this idea of being able to take content from somebody else's site and display it on your own site without actually like copying images or copying text or doing that stuff and making it so somebody can click on it and still be able to go over to your website. I think that's really cool. I think one thing that I'm looking forward to the most, and mainly because I just want like everyone to just kind of stop talking about it, is this idea that everything requires Jetpack. And this, I have to have Jetpack to make this work. And why do I need to have Jetpack installed? And I hate Jetpack. I don't want to install it.
Why do people hate it so much? I don't get that.
Well, because there's this kind of notion that this thing's bloated and that there's just way too many things. You know, when you see lots of check boxes, you're like, oh, this thing has to be loading like the whole internet every time I turn this thing on. Like, what the heck is going on here? So, yeah, I mean, they just kind of freak out because, you know, they Did
you see Russell Arid's post about how much he loves Jetpack?
Oh, yeah.
That pretty much I told you so post?
Exactly.
That was good, but I didn't have any problems with it, so of course I agreed.
That's over at russellenvy.com, which I'm surprised.
Do you want me to go find it?
I'm surprised that he's not here today. He's usually up on this type of stuff.
I don't know. He might like have a life.
No, I don't think so. We've seen him every Thursday. He shows up here and says hi.
Well, maybe he's still eating dinner or something.
Sorry, Bridget, I beat you to it.
Oh.
I know how to Google faster
You
than you
owe
do.
me a Diet Coke.
Oh, at the same time.
Jinx. Yeah.
At the same time. So, what else is there? I mean, some other kind of cool stuff is this idea of being able to use the REST API, which is great for, you know, people that are trying to come up with really cool ways of interacting with WordPress without actually interacting with WordPress directly. So somebody who makes like an app or something like that, and they want to be able to interact with the site, you can build some pretty cool stuff with it. So this idea of being able to connect to your website, not actually touch the website, but still be able to, you know, mess with it using something like their new WordPress.com, you know, app that you can install and play around with. So,
I mean, I use the app on my phone, and I have for a while.
Yeah,
and that you just have to have Jetpack for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Lastly, the other cool thing, which I don't know how to really go into detail with it without going too crazy, is this thing of during term meta, which is being able to add additional meta tags onto terms and taxonomies and all those sorts of things. So that's a pretty cool thing. So I'm really looking forward to playing around with that.
For what purpose? Is that just an internal thing, or is that for being found like a meta tag?
Well, no, it's for when you're building like large data sets. So if you want to have extra pieces to it, maybe the car comes in blue, but it also comes in other versions of blue. You know?
Okay.
There's those sorts of things, and then being able to search off of those too. Let's go and have sirleaf.
Look, he's ready. I'm so fascinated. You don't understand. You're so fucking weird.
How's it going?
Good, thank you. Yeah. You know.
What can I do for you today?
We don't know. We're just bored. We just stood
just bored?
We're just studying in a lab.
Awesome. What kind of stuff are you guys studying?
He does ICT, architect, project management.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Very cool. You guys use WordPress over there?
We use Word, Microsoft Word.
Oh, what about WordPress?
What's that?
That's
it's content management system for a website.
Okay. What is it?
Is there like people, people who create a website, they can use it to create a website.
Yeah, you use it to build a website.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't
You know, to build a website.
I don't have
Okay, well, come back when you have more questions about WordPress.
Yeah, I don't usually do that because I do forensic in IT.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys have any WordPress questions, feel free to hop back in and we'll talk with you about it.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Get back to studying.
Exactly. All right, let's see here. So we have a question, and we have a question about Blab on a Blab that we're going to talk about during Blab. So we'll answer this question, and then we'll go back into the chat room here real quick and answer that one. So let's see here. What is Blab? I've never heard of it until tonight, and this is really the second podcast on it. Okay, well, Blab is just like Google Hangout. It's just like what we use for WPwatercooler, except it puts it in a 2x2 grid, and it allows people to just jump in willy-nilly and be able to talk, as well as be able to interact with the chat room. So the chat room that's on the side is what we're able to answer questions and be able to do all those sorts of things. So yeah, if you go over to wpwatercooler.com/WPblab, you can see how a plugin that's being used on there, there's a link on the footer, is used to be able to display a WP or to display a Blab on a WordPress website. And that's what we do here. Hopefully that helps you out,
Also, it's
David.
never going to replace YouTube because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the whole world. And when we're done on Blab, this is going to be on YouTube.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, there you go. D Bristol, all you have to do is go /Q, and then it will go into this other section. Your comment can be featured in this little square. Your question can be featured.
But that's okay. You don't need to do that.
We can still answer it, but if you want it to be in the white box. Did you notice they have pause recording now, since we were already talking about Blab?
Oh, really?
That's
Oh,
new.
yeah. Very cool. Wow, they're getting all fancy and stuff now.
Yeah, maybe people wanted potty breaks.
I guess so. They're like, I'm doing a 12-hour show. Let's see here. I want to get into WordPress and some social media marketing by selling.
There you go.
Chat moved around. Let's see here. Not expecting to make money, just learn experience. I'm done by the templates available. Any good thoughts on what I need WordPress-wise to get a single product site going that looks good? Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you could do. Mainly, if you're just selling one product and one product only, and it depends on how much money you're going to make and how much money you want to spend in cost of being able to sell the product and accepting the money for it and all that sort of thing. Obviously, the easiest way, the way that a lot of people that are just starting out do this, is by using PayPal. So you could just make a PayPal buy button, slap it on the website, put an image on there saying, hey, you can buy this product, click here. They click on there. They give you money through PayPal. PayPal, if they like you and everything's okay, they'll give you your money, and then you'll be able to send them the product. So you could do something like that. That would be like the absolute simplest way. After that, if you want to get a little bit more kind of technical, you can use something maybe like Gravity Forms. And Gravity Forms would probably be a good thing to have anyhow for being able to do support emails or any of that sort of stuff. But you can use Gravity Forms to actually sell stuff. So if you go look on Gravity Forms website, you can look at how to set those sorts of things up and be able to do cool stuff with that. So if you have any questions regarding that, Don, I'd be more than happy to help you out. If you want to hop in the chat here, and we can or rather in the video by clicking on the open seat, I'd be more than happy to kind of talk with you about that too.
Also, it kind of depends on what the product is, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean,
what if it's like a Clarity FM thing? You are the product, and you're answering questions.
Right.
But if it's like crochet slippers, you might need Woocommerce, right?
It's true. But if you're just selling one product, like how big do you need to go with it?
Woocommerce is WOO Commerce.
Yeah.
It's owned by Automatic now, right?
Yep, by Automatic. Yeah, so WooCommerce is good. You buy the plugin for it is free. The add-ons for it cost, if I remember correctly, that's right. And then with those, you can purchase the different gateways that you want to use to be able to accept money. If the thing weighs a certain amount and you need to calculate how much the thing weighs and be able to, charge accordingly, you can do that too. There's a bunch of ways of kind of going about it. So if you go through WooCommerce's website, there's an area there where they have all the different add-ons that go with WooCommerce. You can kind of go through there and kind of pick and choose and figure out, what things do you need and how much is it going to end up costing you to be able to sell stuff. So if you want to start small, Gravity Forms is great. If you want to start really small, then, PayPal is fine. And if you want to work your way up from there, then definitely something like WooCommerce would be a great solution for you.
Cool. That's what I hear. I don't have e-commerce. All I have is a CD Baby, and it's the CD Baby plugin.
Oh, we got somebody joining. Greg.
I think Greg is a repeat open seater.
Are we allowing repeat open seaters?
I guess we are. Don't tell anybody. Don't rat us out.
Hey, you guys, just checking out. I finally got the camera going on. I think last time was the outside camera was up on the pool deck or something.
Oh, I remember that. But
good to see you guys anyway. The one question was, and I've always tried to, I do one site with a Woo, and I've also wondered whether I could split. And everybody's always said, no, you can't split. Have you ever heard anything or anything new with being able to profit share? In other words, I have a vendor that has, I think they make homemade dog bones or something like that. And people go crazy over them down here. They sell them Saturdays at the local vendor. And I said, yeah, I can put you on the site and let me see how I can profit share. Maybe I can take 10%.
Right.
But I haven't had anybody actually tell me, yes, you can do that with any kind of the sites.
Oh, you want to take it off the top instead of, it's like a reverse affiliate, but it's on your store?
Yeah, because I don't want to sell this. I don't want to sell the product for them without getting a cut.
Right.
And if I sell it, then I have to call them and say, hey, or produce a product. And,
so they're fulfilling? They're the fulfillment, or are you the fulfillment?
I'm just putting them on my site, and I just want to cut.
Well, you could do it like Etsy and charge a listing fee.
Yeah.
See, Etsy charges a listing fee that I think lasts 90 or 60 days, my mom said. And she sells on Etsy. And then it costs a certain amount a month.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
you could do something like that.
Yeah, and there's definitely some affiliate programs that you can do too. And some of these that you would have them install something like Affiliate WP or one of these others. There's a whole bunch of different ones that are out there, and have them do the affiliate setup on their end. They give you a special link. You take that link. They click. Your customer will click on the link, sends them over to their website, and then they purchase. So it's kind of like how if you've ever used Amazon's affiliate system.
Right.
It's exactly like that, where they're doing all of the fulfillment, they're doing all of the interaction with the client, the customer. You're doing nothing other than just putting a big button on your site that says "click here and I'll make money," and then they click on it and then they buy it and then you make a cut. That'd probably be like the simplest way to go. And it's also, especially if you pitch it to them, it might be really good for them because now they can get more people to start selling it, which means you have more competitors. But there's that.
Yeah, because they have it's very small, but it's a mom and pop business. They make dog bones and everything like that, and set a tent up every weekend. Lucrative business for them. They do like that, but I was just thinking
people spend a crap ton of money on their dogs.
Yeah, people love their dog. I'm in a small town in Florida, kind of thing, and believe it, a retirement community. Like people love their animals, and
it's like your kid.
So here's the thing about the on the person on their side of it is that they're going to have to manage the affiliates on it. So they're going to have to give you, cut you a check, send you a direct deposit, whatever. So you're going to have to find, they're going to have to find some way of being able to do that so it's easier on them and they're not having to do a whole bunch of stuff extra. And so they're probably going to want to have something that will help them with either cutting the check or dropping money into your bank account or what have you. So, yeah, they're going to have to do a little bit of research on it to kind of see what the best way to go is for that.
Yeah, and they're lost for that kind of. I might be able to get them on PayPal to kind of split an account, but that might be one thing with a commerce site where I can divvy up the profit kind of thing, and I just don't know whether
Or you take the money and send them a cut.
that's what's going to have to happen, I guess.
That's going to be easier because it could be to your PayPal, and then you say, well, you get 60%. I'm going to PayPal that to you.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the month, I'll send you one.
Look at Roy's link. Hey, Roy, have you ever used that yourself? But Roy's link, he's talking about doing multi-vendor marketplaces. So, Roy, do you want to hop in real quick and tell us a little bit about it? Because I've never used it before. Greg, I'm making things happen for you.
No, I appreciate it. I miss Philly, man. That's my hometown. My wife's from Philly and everything like that. I would love to went. But
yeah, well, it was a lot warmer when I was in Dana Point watching it on TV.
I'm from. This call's coming in. I think it's probably in the 70s down here in Florida. So it's.
Oh wow, you're warmer than I am. I'm like freezing at 56 or something. I need to put some socks on.
All right, looks like Roy's going to hop in
Roy
here.
Boy, 789. Hey, wait, really quick. I'm dying to know, Roy.
What?
Is the 789 the punchline to the joke?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe it was. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 789.
That's where it came from.
Okay, that's awesome. Mystery solved. And welcome to WP Blab.
Yeah. So I had a client that I did that multi-vendor for.
Yeah.
It's a full-on theme / plugin, so it's a little more of an involvement. But yeah, it works pretty well. If you go to I think it's jwalkin.com. I'll put a link up. Basically, it's a way for people to get online, create their own store, and then they sell. Basically, have their own Woocommerce store within your store, and then you take a percentage, and you can say how much percent on top you're taking out from it.
Huh. So if Greg did something like this, would he be the one setting it up, or would this company that makes this thing that he's trying to sell be setting it up? Like, how's the relationship work there with him wanting to resell?
Greg would be setting it up. Greg would be setting it up.
I have an existing site now with the whole town. It's everything from thegordy.com, local town site kind of thing. And
yeah.
Restaurant.
No, Greg would be setting it up, and then anyone who wants to create a store within Greg's site would create a store, and then they can create their own products. And technically, it's all Woocommerce that's behind everything, but Greg's managing everything. And I think even allows you to say, okay, well, this vendor, I'm going to take 10%, this vendor, I'm going to take 20%. So you can actually really specify how much each person you take from their sales. And they get notified of sales. They have to do all the fulfillment. Really, you're just there as you are Etsy, and they are creating their own stores within your site.
That's pretty cool. So if Greg, if you were to find more companies that want to sell this sort of thing, so if you go and hit up that fair and say, okay, I know you've been in business for more than 2 weeks, so I really want to start selling your stuff. You could just take pictures of their stuff, put it on your store, and then they just do all the fulfillment for you, and you're just the one that's collecting the money and then handing the money off to them. So you'd be cutting checks is what would be happening.
Is there anything, Roy, just to check back in, is there anything automated about that? In other words, does a divvy go off to 10% to me and 90% to their PayPal account? I mean, that's what I would really like to see, because we do have a large community down here of vendors that they hit this Saturday market kind of thing, and I could 20 vendors that way and divvy them off or I just take a cut?
I'm not sure. It's been a while since I played around with it, but I don't think there's an issue. I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't remember. You'd have to play around with it.
But cost-wise, it looks like it's not too bad. So
I did some research when I was building that site or working on it originally, and it's not the only multi-vendor platform for Woocommerce. There's definitely other ones out there that might be better for your needs. That was just the one I worked on. There's another guy, I forgot his name. I think it's Scott out of Arizona. He comes to a lot of the SoCal stuff.
okay.
He also worked on actually that same website. So yeah, it's pretty. I'd say it's one of the more well-known or bigger ones within the multi-vendor community, but there's definitely other plugins and stuff that allow you to do that. And as far as like the PayPal goes, I'm pretty sure it's the WooCommerce handles, I think, or this plugin handles. All right, 90% goes into your PayPal, 10% goes into theirs, or actually vice versa, whatever you want to do.
Wow.
Yeah, depending how much you're charging. Yeah, I think it handles all that. If it doesn't, if it doesn't, Stripe does a really good job of handling that as well. So Stripe is a really good payment gateway for multi-vendor situations like this.
Yeah, Stripe's awesome. I use Stripe for everything.
So do I.
You like it better than PayPal?
Yes.
Better.
Oh yeah, because PayPal's trying to be a bank, and Stripe isn't trying to be a bank. So PayPal wants to hold on to your money as long as possible, so they can get a little bit of extra off the top, and have it sit in their large vaults of cash, and Stripe just wants to take the money, take a cut off the top, and then push it over to me. So fine by me. That worked just fine by me. So
I had some people that tried to close PayPal accounts with a business account, and really, really nightmare of a problem trying to get out of it to roll it over to another Stripe or somebody like that. It was.
Those guys always try to pull something by saying like, oh, you may have pending transactions. We have to wait until your pending transactions are done, and they're just trying to do whatever they can to kind of keep you as a customer. But yeah, it's annoying.
All righty.
If I could help anything else, let me know.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Roy.
No problem.
So let's see here. Jenny was asking in the chat about membership plugins, and the one that I've used in the past is called Members, and it's great. And I put a link in there, kind of where to get it and how to install it and do all that fun stuff. But yeah, Members is a really cool plugin for being able to do membership. It interacts with the built-in user database. It uses roles, so you can make it so that the member can maybe post if you wanted to, or make it so that the member can only view certain things on the site. There's a whole bunch of really cool stuff that are with it, but Members is a good plugin for that. And the links are in the video.
Is that the big series that Chris Lemma did?
Well, he did a whole thing.
Was that on membership plugins, or was that on?
Yeah, about membership plugins. Yeah, but Members is just like a basic one. It's just it gets the job done. If you're trying to sell and do all this other stuff, that's when you start going into some of the ones that Chris Lemma was talking about.
That's like paywall content behind a paywall.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
If you're trying to do something like a e-learning solution or something like that, then yeah, those sorts of things. Definitely go through his list of great posts that he did. I think he did like 30 days worth of that stuff. So it's good. It's a good series.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he gets bored and just cranks out blog posts all night long.
It was a really big series. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was. That was some epicness going on right there. So let's see. Do we have any other questions in the chat?
Don had a question that went into the question about templates. I presume he means themes. You can always go with one of the 20 somethings 2015, 2010, 2016 is new. I just went with 2015 on one of my sites. I like the way it looks. And I know that Matt Cromwell has a child theme for 2015 called Matt 2015. That was a super clever name. And
he's a clever guy.
He's a clever guy. So I guess, child themes can be child themes are a customization, right?
Yes, they definitely.
That's what a child
Yeah,
theme
you're
is.
taking a base, parent theme, and then creating a child off of it, finding the parts that you want to, manipulate and make changes to and stuff, and then going from there. Yeah, there's a ton of themes for WooCommerce. So I'll put a link in to the notes here that kind of go along with that. There's the one that's called Storefront, and there's a whole bunch of other ones, and there's theme packages you can buy, and they get pretty crazy. So yeah, I would definitely.
But if he only has one product, it doesn't need to be like super store looking either.
It's true. It could be just like, here's my blog post about my really cool product, and then click here to buy my really cool product.
Yeah, Dave's right. People like 2016.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool.
So I'm not a big fan, but also everybody has their own taste. There are so many themes. It's not even funny. Not even talking about the ones that cost. And most of them have color customizations, stuff that even I can do just by looking at the WP admin.
Yeah, and if you haven't looked at 2016, like if you haven't downloaded it, all the
landing
whatever
page. Kevin Hoffman's on fire, and he's just in the chat room. He said you might want to look into a landing page template for one product site.
That's true. WooCommerce.
I saw a thing just the other day too. There's a landing page plugin.
Yeah.
There's a plugin for everything.
I think it's like $59. WooCommerce has one called the One Pager. That might be something that you want to look at. It's literally just one page, like buy my stuff, click here.
Buy my stuff. But wait, there's more.
Nope.
No, there's not. This is just one page.
I sell the one thing.
If you act now, you're still only gonna have one page. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that would be one to look at, and it's obviously it's responsive because that's what everybody does, and it stays crunchy in milk, so it's good stuff.
Stays crunchy in milk. That's funny. Okay, that's good. Well, the only thing I would say is, if finding the right theme is gonna prohibit you from starting, just pick something. I come from a different philosophy background. My philosophy is something's better than nothing. As long as you get your product up there and selling, you can mess around with the theme.
Oh yeah.
If the beautifulness, is only in your theme
and not your product,
and the function is in the plugins, then you can switch things around.
That's totally true, and that's kind of what Roy was talking about with that multi-vendor theme. Is that theme it has a lot of functionality kind of baked into it, which is you gotta take that into account because you're probably gonna, if depending on if the theme allows you to or not, be able to do a child theme off of it, and then do stuff like that. So definitely something to look into. What were you laughing about? A theme called a two-pager?
I'm just laughing that Kevin Hoffman, he's funny. A theme called two-pager that's only one page. Best time on site ever.
Like no one's clicking through to anything. Well, you have one page.
You can use Chrome developer tools, I think. This Don is like our question person again.
He's going on Reddit and finding posts, and then he's just dropping them in here.
Yeah. No, but now that I said that, in the hamburger menu or whatever.
Don't say whatever. You're speaking with authority now.
In the 3 lines that everybody calls hamburger, you can go to the developer tools in Chrome, and then you can view the website as whatever. it lets you. There's like a little phone, and it's called toggle device mode, and I can't even believe this is happening. That I actually said this. Developer tools. I'm not a developer, just my friend Heather taught me.
If you don't want to look for the developer's tools, or you're not sure what a hamburger menu is, you can right click anywhere on the page, go down to inspect, and that also pops it up too.
Okay, there you go. I know that what were we listening to? Oh, I listen to so much stuff now. Somebody said you should have a device lab.
Oh yeah. I
was it WordCamp US or was it one of the, or was it WP Crowd? It was somebody I was listening to. They said you should have a device lab.
It's true. I have like 6 different devices sitting on my desk that I test with.
Oh man, there's just been too much happening lately with the learning mode. So I can't remember who said it, so I'm not trying to steal credit.
No,
but I did see that you could buy a device lab. You can actually buy a device lab, or you can rent
that has
one.
a whole bunch of different devices to test with? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was WordCamp US. It was during the questions and answers. I think, because they said sometimes bigger companies will rent you their device lab. It's just like a box with a bunch of phones connected to it or something. Or you could just use Chrome developer tools.
This is true. It's not.
I mean, if you're not trying to, there's a big thing about accessibility. So I come from construction. When I hear accessibility, I'm thinking ADA, which is the Americans with Disability Act, which, involves having truncated domes and the toilet 18 inches from the wide side flushing on a certain side, and, path of travel, those kinds of things. So, but they were using the term a little more loose, like if you don't have the money to have a better bandwidth, then it isn't accessible. But that's not really what accessible means for the handicapped.
It kind of is.
But they were expanding the definition. No, not really though.
If the thing is not being,
that's why it got brought up.
Like if you're unable to access it in a way in which you're able to do it in a in a fast manner, then maybe that would be considered accessible. Right. But yeah, it's definitely not, this person has a disability, this person only has a left arm or only has a whatever, and you have to make sure that everything works right. Or I can't see particular colors.
Technically, that's what accessibility refers to.
But it also starts to include things like, you kind of get these edge cases of like, well, if you're older and you're having a hard time seeing things, then you need to be able to make the font bigger, and being able to allow the font to get bigger too. So,
right. But that was the big thing about, making sure your website could be read on a 2G network in Haiti.
This device lab thing, I mean, really, you can go on eBay, buy a couple different phones, tablets, what have you, and they don't need to stick in a box. I mean, I have them laying all over my desk at work. It's not that big of a deal.
The OCD people, we're going to put them in a box, okay? Now I know why there's all those people buying their phones. You do not want
to see what's on my desk right here.
No, it would freak me out.
I think my desk is black. I'm about 80% sure of it. No, but really, like if you can pick up some old phones, say, so you have a friend who's selling a phone, or they're buying a new phone, and buy the old phone from them, and then be able to use it as a way of testing. Because not everyone's going to buy the most latest and greatest device, and you want to make sure that the person is going to be able to go to your WooCommerce solution and buy your one product that you're selling on there. And if the image is too big or the thing's too whatever, no one's going to go buy it, because no one wants to wait that long for your site to load up.
So that was another discussion was about sliders that I read this week.
Oh yeah.
Somebody posted like sliders. I always hear people joking about it, but I didn't realize that it's actually a real, not to use the word handicap in the wrong context, but it does really handicap your SEO, because the Google bots can't read what's in the slider.
Yeah.
And your site has to load up every single image every single time for the slider to work. It's just beautiful. That's all it is.
People only look at the first 2 slides anyhow, and that's the second slide is just in case if they went like this and they went to go pick something up to drink it or whatever, the second slide goes by. It's like that sort of thing.
I don't know. I mean, they do look cool. That's for sure. Nobody says they don't look cool, but I didn't realize that they were. Look, everybody and their mom is talking about SEO. That's all I ever hear about anymore, because you want to be found in this volume, this ridiculous volume of content that all of us are putting out. And now video content, live video is just booming with Blab, Meerkat, Periscope, live Facebook moments, or whatever it's called. Google Hangouts on air, everything's live. Everybody wants to be consumed. It just seems like you don't need anything running against you, working against you, I don't know. I didn't realize that was the big problem. I just thought people were joking about it because you guys the WordPress culture seems to like these running inside jokes, and I'm always only hearing the punchline.
That's totally true.
It reminds me of when my grandson was young, and he's 21 now. But when he was little, he kept saying, "Why did the tiger drink the Coca-Cola? It was an accident." and he kept changing the joke, and they would say, "It was an accident." And I was like, little kids when they're like 5, 6 years old, they don't understand humor yet, or how jokes, or the dynamics of jokes. But then one day we were over there visiting, and the Disney Channel was on, and some little kid had a joke, and she goes, "Why did George Washington chop down the cherry tree? It was an accident." And then I went, okay. Yeah, because, little kids don't know. And if you're only ever hearing the punchline, you have to presume you don't have the context for why it's funny. That was the long version of me procrastinating while you look for another question.
I was looking for another question.
I know.
And we're having a hard time here because there aren't any other questions.
We had so many questions. I'll give a shout out to KitchensinkWP. He's 6 or 7 weeks away from episode 100.
That's awesome.
It's very exciting for him. Adam Silver. There's so many Adams.
All the Adams. Well, let's see here. Let me pull up another question here.
I was looking on Quora last week. Now I'm getting all these emails, and I'm like, I don't know the answer to this question. I was just looking for questions. Quora is like spamming me. Oh man.
Let's see here. Yeah, we haven't had any since the last time we did a show on Twitter. I'm not seeing any AskWPBlab, hashtag AskWPBlab.
Anyway, Kitchen Sink just had their 93rd episode, so he does them usually on Sundays. I know, it's exciting. Cool. So, yeah, his is the lightning talk of podcasts.
It's true, that's crazy. I don't think I want to be on a show where we only do 15 minutes with 10 people, but that wouldn't go well.
Well, no. Oh my gosh. No, it's different because it's just him, and sometimes he has interviews, but they're already pre-recorded and pre-edited. So you just pop that in. It's like a cooking show where they already prepared everything. Hey, look, there's Kitchen Sink. I just gave you a plug, and here you are. That is the kind of magic.
You're to deliver the $5 that he owes you.
$5. You owe me $5. No, but I just thought that was really exciting for him because it's his new podcast. And they just had episode 93. 7 weeks, they'll have episode 100. Are you going to do something special?
Because
I bet he's going to do something special.
Anything special at all on Watercooler. Like zero.
You didn't do anything special on episode 100? You didn't have a live studio audience?
No, we didn't do anything special.
Really?
That's because 100...
That's kind of
that's
anticlimactic.
because episode 100 doesn't actually mean anything to us. I mean, it's a number, but
Oops.
it's not like a number of weeks, a number of months, or number of whatever.
Well, Gary Vaynerchuk had a huge party for episode 100, took live questions, and Unmarketing on their podcast did a live studio
Love
audience.
Scott's strategy.
Just saying. Hey, Adam, what's happening? Did you know that I was
didn't.
talking about you?
Yeah.
How weird. It
Google
was
alert.
so weird. I was like, hey, we're stalling for time. I think Adam is like 7 weeks away from episode
January-
100. And then your logo showed up.
January 25th.
January
Yeah,
25,
yeah.
episode
This is
100.
Adam. Adam puts way more effort into the show than I do.
It's not saying much. My topic for this next Monday, I'm between two things, and I think might be a little technical this week because I've been diving into something, but we'll see.
Is it the REST API or is it
It's actually
JavaScript?
Neither. I've already solved REST API.
Wow, you're the only one who's not
You're
talking
not going
about
deeper in either one of those?
I'm an expert on both already, so that's boring already to me. I was talking to Matt earlier after Wordcamp US, and I'm like, JavaScript. So actually, can I tell you, somebody did buy the domain learnjavascriptdeeply.com.
Did they really? No way, are you joking? Because I'm
I checked, and somebody who was registered who went to WordCamp US bought it. And
of course. Probably bought it while he was
he didn't
sitting there.
mask his name. He didn't do privacy. It's wide open, so it's there. Smart.
That's awesome.
That is hilarious.
Except it's good for right now, and that's it.
Yes, yeah, episode 100. I have some plans. Something's gonna be coming out. So episodes I'm at 93. So about episode 95, I'll mention what's gonna happen for episode 100. It's gonna be kind of
that's cool.
Nice.
So maybe I'll have
very exciting.
I'll have people here. Maybe I'll do a blab and then record that.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Don't know. Not
because you always have little interviews.
Yeah.
You don't have to wrangle the people, though. You might have to pre-select
my
them.
buddy Dustin Hartzler, who does your website engineer, he's an optician. He's a good friend of mine. Actually, no, I'm not wearing. I was wearing Dayton. This is Dayton. This is the Dayton shirt. Yeah, I went to Wordcamp Dayton. That's his.
Adam, what are you wearing today?
For his 100th or one of his episodes, he just did a hangout for like an open, people just came and went during the day for a few hours.
Oh, like an open house.
Pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So I might do that because I recorded Saturday or Sunday before the Monday, so I could do that and then just use the audio for the podcast. And it's a thought.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what else is on the topic besides my 100th episode? That is weird. I didn't know.
We didn't talk about how many days you could wear a WordCamp t-shirt without doing laundry. We didn't bring that up.
I'm up to 45, I think now.
45! Oh my gosh!
And that's with 3 quilts,
crazy.
Right?
Yeah. Well, literally, I was in my last podcast. I think I mentioned it for the Thanksgiving episode, but I came back. I went to the US.
That's why I know it.
I went with 2 shirts. I took one of my Woocommerce shirts, and I took WordCamp San Diego, and I came back.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
4 or 5 was.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
No, we were talking about one-page WooCommerce things and picking a site. And here's a question. Maybe you have some insight on. One of our first questions was, "What is your favorite part about WordPress 4.4?"
Wow. I haven't thought that deeply yet about it.
He's shallow.
Yeah. Well, it's a good question. What's my favorite thing of 4.4? I guess Retina display.
I know it just came
Retina
out.
images.
Retina images.
I'm sorry. Roy Boy said there is a right answer, so be careful.
I'm gonna go with the responsive images issue because that'll solve the problems for a lot of people. So.
Yeah, that's what Mortensen said, and that was my answer. His.
Yeah, I mean the short code for post is interesting, but if as you saw, you weren't there, but at the meetup in OC last month or this month, if the link is removed from the source, as I showed remember Jason, then you get the error like, hey, this is gone. Click here. So that's kind of a tricky one. But yeah, I think what's cool would be probably have to be, well, for me, responsive images. I get that question a lot. The first step for REST API, that's cool down the line. Yeah, they're putting in the ladder.
See, the thing that I'm kind of interested in with the whole embedded content thing is how customizable can you actually get with that? Could you do, let's say you run an e-commerce site and you're using WooCommerce, can you have your product show up there, that product, and then be able to just have like a big site full of products?
No.
You know what I mean, though? Like, those are the types of things that I'd like to see. Or let's say it's like a funny meme or something, and that meme is the thing, and you click on it to go see more of them. I can see this being used for comic strip websites where they'll have a comic strip and they're just going to have one of the cells be the featured image. Right. And then you could see that featured image and then click on it and be able to go there. So
maybe, what you should do is you should reach out to from Woo. He's in San Pedro. Or
okay.
He may know.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm just curious because, I mean, it's great that you can show the title and an excerpt and then a logo with some stuff and then a share button. But it'd be really neat if you could do even more cool stuff with that.
I thought it would just look like the Open Graph Facebook.
It kind of does.
How it looks on Facebook. Yeah. That's what I imagined it would
From
be.
what I know, you should be able to customize what that shared post looks like.
Yeah, I haven't dug deep into code yet. Have you looked in any of it yet?
Not too far. No.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
The original announcement though was the ability to customize it.
Yeah, because for me, like for WPwatercooler, I would love to be able to have it so that it displays, one of the featured images from the show. So when you click on it, it takes you there, just like it would if you're using any of the. Yeah, pretty much if you're just going to include it someplace else, just be able to have that thing clickable and then be able to share it from there and do whatever else. So I think that'd be...
Sorry, my camera keeps changing. I didn't realize I was doing it. I'm on my phone doing this. It's kind of weird.
That's all right.
Oh, you are?
Did you just take a call? Is that what happened or what?
No, I went to give some props to Bridget, give her some hands, and if I double click, it goes as much as my phone, as much as my camera.
Give me some love. Use your camera.
Sorry, dude. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
You're switching Wordcamp shirts.
Thank you. Well, maybe it inherits the styling from the theme you're using.
I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet. I think it's pretty bland if I remember right. I think it's just like white background, black text.
Did it die for everybody or just for me?
That's weird. Oh, nope.
Stupid computer.
Oh, quick, I gotta go. My wife.
It's heating up. It's getting mad at me. The computer's mad.
I'll go into the office.
Well,
what were you going to say,
Kevin?
Kevin?
To questions all day on responsive images.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of wanted to check with you guys and anyone else who's in the chat to kind of verify that I might be giving the proper information. But my general reaction to the whole responsive images thing is that people seem to think it's like this silver bullet solution that all of a sudden all of your images in your entire theme are all of a sudden responsive. And
it's not retroactive.
Well, it is for images in your post content.
Right. Okay.
So really, as far as what's automatically going to be made responsive, from my understanding, it's only images in the content editor. Because the way that the feature plugin that was merged into 4.4 works is it filters the content and it looks for images that are referencing your uploads directory. And it does that so that it doesn't try to apply source set to like an image that you hot link from another site or something.
Roy in the chat says, leave this and go watch his thing.
We had a good question.
So the question though.
Hey, Roy, I'm just trying to hook you up, dude.
Or I can bounce out if you want to step in, man.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Why do I see a ceiling fan? That's just weird. Is it?
This,
know what's going
I
on.
switched to my phone because I couldn't take it anymore. My computer's all hot and it's mad at me. And can everybody hear me?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
question,
Piece
Kevin,
of crap
is,
computer.
what if you've uploaded a small photo, like something small, like, 300 by 300? That can't be, it's not high enough resolution or high enough dimensions to become a retina displayed image, technically. You need it to be double, you know what I mean?
So it's not. It's just simply not supplied to the source set.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
the 300 is obviously, but there's not enough resolution there to generate the medium or large.
Yeah.
Roy's just like, just go watch my show. And then
Wait,
couple affiliate links while you're there, darn it.
I know Roy. Kevin, do you have a show?
Well, Roy's show this week was about JavaScript.
Oh. What show is Roy's?
Roy is the WP crowd.
Oh,
I feel like I'm the one bringing everybody together here, people. You're the community people.
You are the connection.
I am just the one who's learning stuff. I'm just listening
You're
to
the one
stuff.
that-
I don't even know what it says.
You have more time than I do to go and watch other podcasts. I have a hard enough time just recording one that's only.
It's kind of part of my job because I'm doing marketing.
I spent 6 hours today. I spent 6 hours today in SSH, Shell, and WPCLI. So it was fun.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's part of the 4.4-ness.
Yeah.
So while Roy is here, maybe we can ask this question.
You almost broke Bridget.
My understanding is that the source set will only be generated.
I'm still live. I'm sorry.
Source set will only be generated for images within the content editor.
Okay.
What happens for images uploaded through like an advanced custom field or images in your theme? Those, in order to be made responsive, that needs to be addressed manually in your templates. That's my understanding. Roy, confirm. And more training.
Kevin, he says, watch my podcast. Kevin, do you have a show also?
I don't.
Okay.
Kevin doesn't have a show? Well, you could have one on Blab.
Well, then
5 minutes I get on Blab every couple of weeks. Is good.
There you go. Oh, man.
I just come back with another camera with a different shirt every time I come back.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, you could give away one of your shirts signed.
Not going to happen.
You could sign one of your shirts.
He's gonna give you the shirt off of his back.
You don't want to see that right now.
Then it becomes a whole new show.
You can have the shirt off my back. #community.
Hashtag awkward.
Oh my gosh, I saw a tweet at Wordcamp. Somebody said it never gets any less awkward when somebody says they recognize your podcast in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I had somebody come up to me on Saturday and she saw my name and she recognized my voice and she's like, can I get a picture with you? I'm like, of course, sure. It's $1, but yeah.
Except PayPal.
And then Matt Matt Mullenweg, I saw him at one of the after parties and he, I said hi and have a photo of him. And he was on my show and he remembered me and he's like, I remember your voice. I'm like, thank you. I know yours too. And we actually talked about the fact that he popped in to Watercooler on the Monday prior. He's like, yeah. Well, we talked about that for about 5 minutes. So yeah.
That was cool.
And then we talked about him acquiring Kitchen Sink, and we'll see. We're negotiating.
We're negotiations.
Kevin Hoffman's going to be a permanent guest.
Christine,
Did we even answer Kevin's question?
Hey, Christine, I know who you. Yeah, I know who you are. Awesome. No, I just had that in my meetup. So Christine just posted that she named WordPress, and she did because Matt. We did a trivia press game at my last meetup, and one of the questions was who started WordPress, and there's 3 names that go in Wikipedia. It's Matt, friend, and Christine's name was in my answer. I know who you are. Awesome.
Oh, how cool! So we are like being watched.
So it's all her fault for having all of these different either Word or press based businesses.
Or WP.
Right. Just because
the funny thing is, the best man at my wedding, when I was telling him I was going to my very first Wordcamp. This was years ago. I'm going to Wordcamp. He's like, why do they have a conference about Microsoft Word? I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, when you go to church, they think it's about the Bible.
Well,
So that was the version I got. Oh, you're gonna go learn the Bible?
I rock those shirts at work, and they just go, "Oh, that's yeah."
Oh, so where are you camping?
Christine's. I'm actually. That's pretty cool. That Christine was listening in, and she did the name. That's awesome. So cool. I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of in awe of Christine. I think it's pretty nice. And also, people don't realize that Matt has a sister. She was also his sister was also a trivia question at my meetup. So
Yeah, his sister's cool. I hung out with her at a couple WordCamp San Francisco's ago. We just sat outside and chit chatted while we were working on documentation or something. It was fun. I didn't know who she was till about 3 hours into it. And she's like, Matt comes over and says hi, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's his sister. That's cool.
Yeah. She also runs. For a while she was in charge of the Mullenweg family tree genealogy website, but it hasn't been updated in a while. I did all this research when I was about to interview Matt for the show, so that's why I know who she is. So.
Oh, okay.
I do my research, people.
Just so that we know that you're not a stalker.
No.
Thanks for the clarity on that.
Never. No.
No, but here's my question, because I saw one of your talks, Adam, about images. I think it was LA 2014.
Okay.
I don't know what anybody said anymore. I'm too immersed. But so should you still change the size of the image first before you put it in the media library?
Well, it changes things now. It might not. I mean, it depends. I don't know yet. But I still, whenever I do my image placement, I size my images outside of WordPress to what I want them to be at the full size. That way there's no issue. So like on my old photography blog, if you go to that site.
It's all 32 megapixel images that you just loaded up that are all...
But they're 32 megabytes, but they're 60. No, I'm kidding. No, they're 8-bit. No, I mean, like my old website, my blog, for my photography site was 800 by 533 and 533 by 800. Plain as out of Photoshop. That way, when I insert it, it's full size, no issue.
Okay.
Because that's the size of my theme and how I themed it out. When I redesign that site, in theory, next year, it'll be different from that point on. And I might make them larger because that way we'll see how the Retina display comes in. There's a plugin you can use the Retina for the JS, but now it's 4.4's changed that, so I don't know. We'll find out.
Is it going to upscale your pictures, or are your pictures going to superly look like crap now?
Well, they always look like crap. They'll just look crappier.
Well, here's a big concept that I think needs to be clarified.
Yeah.
Or is to kind of stop thinking about things in terms of Retina images.
Right.
Because with source set, it's going to look at the next largest image until it finds a suitable image for that context. And the context is determined by the resolution of the screen, so Retina can play into that, but also basically the width of the image container in that given context. So we supply the browser via source set with some conditions about the container that the image is going to be served in. But ultimately, it's left up to the browser to choose the proper image. And that was kind of a change that's taken place in the last few years, because I think one of the earlier renditions of this whole solution, we were telling the browser everything. At this media query, use this image, and was getting...
And not only that, I want you to download all of them and make them all available to me all at the exact same time. And you're like, we don't need to preload, our images. That's not the thing that you need to do anymore.
And you know what? To add a level of technical complexity to this, HTTP2 changes how things are loaded as well, and then the CSS and the minification aspect of it. A great show to listen to on that is Apply Filters by
Pippin.
Yeah. It was a great episode. I mean, it makes total sense, but now because of the way the browser is implementing the load times, the minification and the CSS needs to be changed out. You don't have to have it as one file minified. You can actually have it multiple files because of the fact of it's smarter to know what needs to be loaded when.
Oh.
A lot of changes coming.
So it could be easier.
In theory, yeah. So, when I lead 4.9, I'll fix all of it.
Okay.
I can tell you now, there's a high percentage that I will never lead a WordPress release.
Well, you never know.
I posted in the link for Apply Filters episode 51. So if you guys want to take a look at that, it's a
great episode. I mean, it's a great show. I like that show a lot.
So one of the cool things about leaving the image selection up to the browser now is the potential for the browser to take in more, to consider the context of things we haven't really considered traditionally, like bandwidth.
Right.
Because I think for a long time there's been this misconception that the larger the screen, the faster the internet speed. Like, oh, you're on a laptop, you must have a cable modem.
Right.
Obviously, in developing countries, that's not going to be the case. And I think that's a lot of the pushback I see. Like, I'm not serving high resolution images because I don't want to slow down my site. But with SourceSet, there's really no reason not to. And it's going to be kind of a balancing act until browsers get to that point where they really can detect bandwidth to a degree that it can make a logical decision. I'm not sure how far down that path we are right now, but
yeah. Well, isn't SourceSet's been around for a long time? It's not something that's new or anything. I remember using it or something similar to it where we would load up black and white images on the site that were very, very low quality to get those to load up first, and then we would essentially flip the bits as they're starting to load up. So all the site would load up in a very, very crappy, very low quality, and then it would start building up. This is also like during the dial-up days and the slower internet, and we have a T1 in our office.
5.0.
All 60 of us in one office using a T1, so like that sort of thing.
My question is, it sounds like you guys are saying that 4.4 relies more on the browser than it previously.
Well, it's putting everything on the browser and allowing the browser to take care of how things are going to be loaded up.
So does that favor any certain browser?
Well,
or will they all level up?
It favors all the newer ones. Yeah, like the old school IE 6s and 7s and 8s and 9s. No, those aren't going to help them out at all. But as you start getting a modern one, then yes, it will definitely.
Mosaic doesn't load anything anymore.
What's that?
I use Mosaic. It's not loading squad.
Yeah.
Can I use IE up to 11 doesn't even support SourceSet. You have to move into Edge.
Yeah.
You can find anything on the Microsoft side. But picture fill's included in 4.4. If you don't know what that is, that's what allows SourceSet to work in older browsers that wouldn't natively support it. So you're going to be...
That's what Bridget was talking about, is using the container to kind of limit things down a little bit and allowing it to say this is what's available.
So does that favor a browser? I mean, is WordPress like blessing Chrome or something like that?
I don't think so. I think it's probably modern browsers in general, but
they're all doing that.
Hey, I have a quick question. Kevin, where are you based?
In Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Were you at Wordcamp US?
I was not.
It was too far away.
Next year. I got my ticket already because they're on.
The tickets are for sale, so buy them now before they sell out. So plan your life. Plan your life.
When they really would normally go on sale, they're like, "We're actually out of tickets. We're sorry."
Well, you can still buy live stream.
I know it's 9 months until, but I'm so sorry, we're out. It's just going to be weird.
I heard that 2 years in a row for each.
Yeah.
Is that to learn the city the first year and then make it more awesomer?
I compared it to the Olympics. I was like, this is the Olympics. You have the Winter Olympics and you have the Summer Olympics, except this is going to be in the winter in both. So there you go.
Yeah.
They have to put in a bid.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
right.
Yeah.
Well, the way that I described it was the fact that you put in the bid for it, but it also gets all put onto you to kind of get this thing going. Obviously, the foundation, whatever, is going to help out just like they do with any other one. But it's like, you're the host city, so you better have some solid people to be able to knock this thing out.
Right.
I was gonna say, I wonder if San Francisco will have its own new WordCamp San Francisco like next year.
Like a local one.
A whole bunch of people show up thinking it's the north. They're like, what happened?
Yeah. So
there are still tickets for WordCamp Europe available if you want to go over there June 24th.
I already have 4. I thought I'd take the 4 of us.
I don't even have a passport anymore.
You're out.
As long as you're paying for the flight, then we're good.
I just want the live stream. This is the perfect way for introverts to go to WordCamps. They should all be on live stream and would never have to see another human being.
Wow.
She can only take 3 extras at a time. She can't
oh
go
man,
more than 3.
I could just lay down on my floor and still listen to it. It was so awesome. Didn't have to wait in line to go to the bathroom or eat lunch. I was like, I could get really used to this.
We can hear you.
No, I'm just kidding. WordCamp changed my life forever.
What's the next WordCamp you're going to, Bridget?
San Diego.
Okay.
I'm doing the social media for it, so
Yeah, of course you are.
they're probably going to want me to go. Also, one of my bosses is the co-organizer. So
Oh, it's true.
I think I'll be there. I started thinking about it, though, that I hope there's no stairs. Because I was running around like a crazy person in LA, taking pictures and going from room to room, and there's only 2 tracks.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a new location, and the Wi-Fi I heard is going to be interesting. They have to get some hotspot put in because there's no Wi-Fi there.
Oh,
What?
okay. Well, last year was not ideal.
Right. I was there.
I know. I mean,
This year, actually. It wasn't last year. It was this year.
I mean, yeah, whatever year it is.
Would you guys recommend for a good first WordCamp experience outside of US? I mean, out WordCamp US. A smaller one, I guess.
Your local one is good. And like whatever's local to you. But obviously, I love Orange County. That's where I'm from. I hear it's the best. People go there all the time. People travel to go to the Orange County one.
I
went to
OC this year.
Yeah.
Like, what
It's
WordCamp
usually
didn't I go to
in the
this year?
front of June. I don't know. Like I was probably hiding because that's what I do.
Yeah. I mean, there was 89 WordCamps this year. I was thinking, would it be possible to hit like 50 in a year, like one every week, one a weekend?
Well, there is almost one a weekend. I mean, what Halloween weekend there was Ann Arbor, Seattle, and Portland,
Right.
and Sarah Pressler went to Seattle and Portland
Right.
in the same weekend.
Drive to them, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I did a lot this year. Next year, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Seattle has theirs broken up by beginner and advanced.
Yeah. My next one might be Miami, I think. February. So.
Yeah, Miami is pretty awesome.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you need to download a whole bunch of stuff that's really, really big, they got the bandwidth for it.
Sweet.
Oh, they do?
Oh yeah. We did
WPwatercooler
from there. Yeah, we did WPwatercooler on there and had everybody streaming all at the same time, all in the same location, and it worked perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
You have to look at some of the old episodes.
Well, I'm kind of lucky because 65 miles south of me is San Diego, and 65 miles north of me is LA.
So it just works out.
And 20 minutes is Orange County. So I really don't ever need to leave California.
Are you in Oceanside? Where are you?
I'm in Dana Point.
Dana Point. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's easy.
You're like, I guess you're what? You're probably 45 minutes from me. I'm in Redondo.
Well, if you have to go on the 45, that could be 3 hours.
Well, as the crow flies, yeah.
You guys sound
405.
So Don's asking in the chat if Miami is good for both experienced developers as well as for newbies. What do you guys think?
Well, I can tell you my experience from just attending WordCamps in general, where I think they fall. So I think WordCamps, except for US, and except for Seattle for splitting it, most WordCamps tend to favor the newer beginner to intermediate because of the cost of entry, and that's it. That's why. that said, a lot of people who are advanced get frustrated because they want more depth and more knowledge, but you can't give that in 35 to 40 minute talk for $40.
Right.
So,
I mean,
I think keep that in mind. Who asked it? I forgot who asked it.
Don did.
Don. But if you're new, go. If you're advanced, then you might be more value eventually in the hallway track, meeting other developers, talk to, ask a specific question to to a Pippin Williamson or Brian Crosgard or something like that. Plenty of people, or David Jesh, that kind of thing. Pick the people who will know more than you and teach you something. Go ask them a question.
Or your meetup, right?
Or your local meetup.
So if you want,
the meetups are all split up.
And if you want to know the type of content, now obviously this isn't exactly the content that's going to be used or going to be talked about at these events, but if you go on WordPress, WordPress.tv, well, just do WordCamp.tv and it'll take you to the correct category. If you go look over there, there's you can look through all of the previous WordCamps that are out there and kind of watch some of those and get a rough idea of how things are looking and stuff. So dig through there and see if it's something that's worth going to, and if it is, then
and you could always go back when you look at if you find a WordCamp webpage from this year, you can always go back to the previous years, just type in 2015, 2014, and see what the talks were, the sessions were, and see who the committee was, and see who's going to lead next year if it hasn't been decided. You can always email the person and say, hey, any ideas? So I know I was on the organized committee this year for Los Angeles. So we picked, and we try to pick balance of stuff what the talks were going to be about and what the tracks were. It's tough. You get a lot of people who submit, and you only have so much space. I submitted to US. US had 300 people apply for talks for, I think they have 32 spots.
That's crazy. That's so many people.
They had 80 speakers.
How many?
80.
Yeah, they did a whole track because they did one track on Flash Talk.
Those are the best.
It's pretty cool. I thought it was really neat. I liked those. Those were some of my favorites, actually.
Also,
something else. No,
you can't discount what you'll learn from somebody. Even if you think it's a basic track.
Right.
Like Jason and I were talking about earlier, he did a whole thing about
dashboard.
WP dashboard, and there were people in there who are way more advanced than me who learned stuff they never knew before.
Right. Yeah. Take it for granted.
Yeah.
If you're a lifelong learner, you can learn something
every time
from
every
anybody. I know Matt.
Bridget, aren't you leading LA this year?
Yeah, right. I know that Matt Cromwell had a moment at Vegas where he heard somebody bring something up that as a support person, it gave you a different perspective. One of the things I like about the WordPress community, me being in it just this little bit of a time, my first WordCamp was 2013, is people really go there to learn. And you can learn anything that you want to, and probably things you didn't expect. Also, some of the talk titles are misleading, not upworthy misleading, but you don't necessarily know that that's what it's going to be. In 2014, my friend Carol and I went to managing yourself as a team or something like that. We're like, whatever, we'll just go. And somebody was sick, and Alex Vasquez talked about valuing yourself. If you don't value yourself, no one else will. That talk changed my life. No joke. He said some things that really they stuck in my head for a long time, year and a half, and they made me realize that I could totally change my career.
The funny thing is, I wrote that talk for him. No, I'm joking.
No, but I'm just saying. So, if you get super well, I'll only go to this. If they're not talking about the REST API, then I'm not going. Well, then maybe you're not going to get anything out of it.
Right. But if you want a deeper dive, you have to go to a LoopConf or the Woocommerce or Pressnomics. Those are the deeper talks. They're $800-900 for 4 days. yes, that's totally different. That's not a WordCamp is not that. If you want a boot camp, go to a boot camp for WP CLI or REST API. For 2 or 3 days.
So Don's asking a little bit about can you get up and walk around at a WordCamp?
Yes.
Yeah, what they do is most of the WordCamps, the bigger ones, have tracks, and you get up in the middle of the thing if you don't like it, and walk out and go check out something else.
Right.
And then, you know, some of the tracks aren't really tracks. Like they're not like a beginner track, a developer track. Sometimes they're just all kind of mushed together so you can jump around and take a look at stuff.
Yeah.
But Wordcamps are way worth it because of the price. The price is like dirt cheap.
Yeah. But Jason, the tracks, but the camps that have the track, if they've been organized well, I think if you are focused, you can gain a lot more by sticking in that one track. Like I went to San Diego this year, and I stayed in the one track, and that was by far the best thing I could have done because I had just launched Concierge WP, and I really needed to hear more things from from Steve Zangit, from Rebecca Gills. I mean, people already knew, but I really needed to hear it specifically.
Right.
Launching a service-based business, no longer like doing a little bit of this, some dev work, some of this work. Had to focus down, and it was brilliant. So
I don't go to all the tracks. I go to 1, 2, take a break, maybe the third, skip the after party.
Yeah. That's why I go to Wordcamps as the after party.
I'm the one that like makes an appearance.
It's the only time I actually see anybody, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, you don't have to. Nobody's taking attendance, friend. You can be there as much as you want to.
I'm gonna start taking attendance from now on.
Here.
AttendanceWP.com.
It's now 9:00. I think we need to wrap this bad boy up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Thanks for being here, and thanks, Kevin, for us not answering your question. Roy Boy answered it, and I guess you have to watch.
Good thing Roy's here.
Hey, Bridget. Bridget, over on the left-hand side, do you have the button that says that you can pause it and not pause it?
No, because now I'm on my phone. Because my computer got too hot.
So for whatever reason on my computer, and I love that somebody's going to be watching this going, like, who cares? But on the left-hand side of my screen, I got to show you guys this. It's funny. The left-hand side of my screen, the thing disappeared that you would normally click on.
Oh, that's nice.
So I don't even know how to turn this thing off.
Oh, there's a toggle. I have a toggle. Just everybody say who you are. What, Kevin, how can people find you on the internet?
Oh, jeez. I've never done
Do you have a website? Maybe we can help you with
Twitter,
that.
Sivan W. Hoffman.
Okay.
We meet here for 5 minutes every couple of weeks.
Okay.
With that. I'm on the WordPress group answering questions a lot.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. So Kitchen Sink WP, how can people find you?
So, it's weird. I forgot. I actually logged in originally on the plane with Kitchen Sink, but normally it's KitchensinkWP.com. Also on Twitter, but also Hey Adam Silver is on Twitter. That's
Hey Adam Silver.
Yeah, and I own AdamSilver.com, not the NBA commissioner.
Okay. I am Bridget Willard. I can be found at BridgetWillard.com.
Nice. I'm
And
Jason Tucker. I am Jason Tucker. You can find me jasontucker.us is my website. I blog some stuff over at WPmedia.pro.
I'm anything, I do all the things on the Twitters, on the internets and the webs.
If you do anything like this, I wanted to share something with you guys because I wrote something that I wanted to share with you folks because I've had a few people hop on these types of things, water cooler as well as stuff like this. And one of the things that people have a hard time with is being able to do live streaming stuff and being able to actually get their content out there without like stuttering and whatever else. So of their internet connection and stuff. So you go over to WPmedia.pro and take a look at the first link that's on there. I don't want to post it in the chat or whatever, but go take a look at that.
You totally should. It was really good tips.
Yeah, but go do that because I've had some people show up on both on Blab as well as on like WPwatercooler and stuff, and they just have their internet connection's bad. They're trying to back up a bunch of stuff on their computer or whatever. Go take a look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yep. So that's about it, folks. Thank you all for being on and hanging out. We almost had 40 people check this out. That's awesome. Folks, thank you very much. Adam's going to go read my upside down text.
God. Adam Silver.
Bye.